money on my mind, yeah, money on my mental. Confident, yeah, I swear that be my issue. Yeah, swear that be my issue. Yeah, swear that.
What's good?
What's going on, my guy?
Pretty good, pretty good. How you feeling, Sean?
Feeling great, man. Feeling great, man.
Look like you in the gym right now.
No, no, I'm ain't in the gym, man. I'm at work.
Okay, okay, okay. What type of
Always
work you
grinding.
do?
I'm at the post office. Then I got my own industrial cleaning business. I had that, you know. I started the industrial cleaning thing ever since after the Crawford fight, 2015. So I've been going strong with that. I still got my own business, still rocking, man. Got to get it.
That's real. So you knew early in your career to just invest.
Yeah, yeah, that money, a lot of, especially Philadelphia fighters, man. We make so much money, but then at the end of the day, when the game done, you see a lot of guys that, what I mean, bummy, they don't have nothing. All the money they had, they ran through it, and that was a narrative that I would never wanted to fall underneath. I'm always gonna win.
That's real. That's real. That was like another one of the brothers from out there in Philly. He was telling me J Rock. He was telling me how he
Yeah.
got into investing into real estate and stuff.
Right, right, yeah, man. That's one thing, man. I'm like, when you see I was in the game, like I had it, I wanted to be the same way afterwards. You know what I mean? So my thing was always grinding and hustle. Yeah, I mean, make sure I don't fall in the circumstance.
You know what I mean? This ain't to take a shot, but at least you can still have a conversation, man. Some cats get to the point where, they punch drunk. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
You still
Well,
got your marbles together, man.
yeah, man. I got 19 years in being this my actually my 19th year being professional, man, in the boxing game. I'm actually blessed, be able to walk and talk. Don't have no, what I mean. Don't have no injuries from the game. You know what I mean? Y'all know I've been all around the world, fought the best, and I'm still going strong. So I'm blessed at the end of the day.
Man, knowing that you fought the best, I mean, how does it feel seeing that he's rose to this next level now?
Well, at the end of the day, man, it was like I look at it as it's just a way, what I mean, to put food on the table for my kids. That's what it was all for the kids. And then I never thought that I was gonna make it big to where I'm at now, but it was all for the kids at the end of the day, man.
I, that's the beauty of boxing, though, man. You always gonna be tied down with somebody throughout history. So
Facts.
regardless, you know what I mean.
Facts.
It's always a staple right there that people can go back and look at. You know what I mean? Through the ups and the downs and
Right.
any of y'all careers, it's always beautiful just to see y'all doing what y'all do best.
Right, right. Most definitely. It just I seen like a lot of fighters, they be on top, and then after the game over, man, they don't have nothing. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what I was going to do, I put money up, put it to the side. You know what I mean? And I started my own little, industrial cleaning business, man, and going strong. When I don't have no work, I subcontract my guys, where I'm always making money.
So, like, growing up out there in Philly, man, tell me, like, what kind of music did you listen to growing up? Like, what artists was out around that time?
I'm gonna be real. I'm more so like old school guy. I hang around my uncle a lot. I was always listening to like old school music, man. Isley Brothers, you know what I mean? Earth, Wind and Fire. I'm
Okay.
like that type of guy. I really don't get into all this young boy stuff, man. I'm like low key, I be a guy out the way, man.
Not too much hip hop and stuff. That ain't
No,
really your.
not too many. I
I
hear a
feel it.
little here and this. I might, what I mean, bump too much, man.
That's real. I see you got the Eagles hat on, man.
All day, bleed green, baby.
Man, I'm a Commanders type of guy, but that's all right. That's all right. Man, that was a beautiful thing what y'all did last year, though, man. We definitely was wishing we was in that position. I'm
Oh
telling you.
man, it's love, man. It's love. I remember we was down there in Barry Hunter gym. It used to be all of us. Adrian Broner, Tank. Lamont Roach. You know,
Okay.
Peterson brothers. We all used to be in camp, and we had which Trent Williams came down. You know,
Okay.
yeah, that's my guy. I like Trent, man. You know, we were supposed to have like the boxers versus the football players, you know what I mean? But it never transpired though. But you know, it was always love down there, man.
Did you get to spy any of the guys from out here in the DMV?
Oh man, I've been in there with Lamont, you know what I mean, Anthony, Mike Fox.
Okay, okay. Shout out
Yeah,
to Mike.
Lamont Roach. I've been in there with everybody. You know what I mean? The only one I ain't never sparred yet was Tank. You know what I mean? You know, him and Rashid Warren used to go at it all the time.
Okay, okay. So what's some of your like early fondest memories you can remember about, you know what I mean, just coming into like your first like big fight, like what was going through like the emotions you was feeling?
Oh man, you know, I'm just gutted. I ain't gonna lie, man. You know, I'm like, damn, by the time they give me recognition, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's like in this sport, you know, I'm one of the fighters where everything I got I took. You know what I mean? And you know, a lot of guys, you know what I mean? Oh man, how you do this? How you do this? I fought my ass off for it. You know what I mean? I got it. You know what I mean? When
Nah,
nothing
bro.
was given to me. Every fight I was in, I was supposed to lose, man. And I rose to the occasion, man, and I handled my business.
Nah, that's real, man. And just knowing you that type of warrior, I mean, how much longer can you really see yourself, in the sport?
But I ain't gonna lie, man. I take care of my body. That's one thing you have to do. You know what I mean? No smoking, you know, no drinking. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna be in this sport, you got to take care of your body, man. And the thing about it, I'm 41. Don't even look it. But you know, listen. I actually play semi-pro football. This is my third year playing with semi-pro football with my son. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I ain't slowing down, man. Still in the game. Like you know, I fight November the 22nd. You know what I mean? So. Man, I'm ready to show these young boys. Look, I'm still here, man.
What can you tell us about your opponent?
Oh yeah, I'm actually fighting the guy, Naeem Nelson. He actually came underneath me. You know, I got him ready, schooled him and everything. But like I told him, you know, and a fight is a different thing. You know what I mean? But you gonna revert back to when I used to whoop your ass. You know what I mean? When you used to get hit. You know what I mean? Ain't no way you gonna get from that. You know what I mean? I actually seen that today. You know, we did a face off. How scary he was. You know what I mean? One thing about me, you can't show me you scared because I'm a dog, man.
Right.
You can't show me you scared. And I seen, man, the nervous energy and everything. I said, I got you. I got you.
What can you tell me about your fight with the Marcus Corley?
Oh man, that was a fight. You know, nobody wanted to fight Demarcus. Chop Chop. You know, Chop Chop is dangerous. You know what I mean? Legend at the end of the day. Um, you know, I wanted to stay busy. I took money out. I actually paid Chop 10,000 of my own money out my pocket to make that fight. I mean, for him to come to Philly and make that fight happen. You know, we put on a great show, sold out 2300 arena. And you know, after the fight, you know, he said, "Yo, I didn't know you was that goddamn fast and you could punch." You know, but
Right.
you know, it was a great fight, man. And my hat's off to Chop. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. That's what's up. Going forward, what's some of the business ventures you want to do? You know what I mean? Moving in the next 3 to 5 years, you could probably think of.
Well, you gotta think about. I got a lot of fighters that reach out to me. You know what I mean? Want me to manage them. You know, I know the game. I know everybody. You know, I've signed with Jay Prince. You know what I mean? Been all around the world. You know, still got them connections, man. And you know, one thing about me, if a promoter know your reputation, they know you bring something up, and that's going to fight. You always going to get fights. You know what I mean? And you could get fighters that could follow your path. You always going to make money, and you could lead them to the right way. You know what I mean? But it just, I really meet a young guy like I was. You know what I mean? I had kids, and then you know, I just said, look, this gotta work. It ain't gonna work. It gotta work. You know what
Right.
I mean? They made it work. It came from nothing, man. Yeah, I mean, not too many. I remember I had a guy I started boxing with. He said, "Oh, how much was your first fight?" I said, "It was $700." He said, "Man, I go make that. I go make that and nothing. That ain't nothing." Street guy, but you know, I stayed 10 toes down, and you know, I ain't gonna lie. when that $700 turned into six figures when I fight. You know what I mean? So you gotta think about listen and look, man, look, Crawford, Madison Square Garden, man. You know what I mean? All that. You know what I mean? I had what 17 ESPN, two Showtime, five HBO, six the zones. I'm a TV fighter, you know what I mean? So
Damn,
we gonna make
damn.
that money.
Resume in. Resume
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They gotta do some research. Resume definitely there.
yeah.
That's why I asked you about the chop chop fight. That's somebody that, was actually my first interview.
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've done many since then, but you know what I mean. Chop definitely gave me my first. You know what I mean?
right,
And,
right,
cause I started out just interviewing rappers. You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
Like
right.
musicians and stuff in my area and in y'all area. I know
Got
about a
you,
couple
got
guys, cause I was really tuned into y'all battle scene out there back
you.
in the day. Like I feel like that was golden Philly herb right there. Like early like Meek Mill and Joey Jihad
Right,
and
right, yeah,
Nate and
facts,
you know what I
facts,
mean? Like
yeah,
them cats,
facts.
like that just showed me a different competitive nature. And
Right,
I really feel like even when y'all compare that to the sports aspect, Philadelphia guys in general are just they fighters, they warriors, you know what I mean? And
listen, I ain't gonna front,
me
man.
being
You,
from DC, man,
yeah,
I know, you know what I mean? I
yeah,
always connected with Philly guys because I went to Job Corps. And it's like they really took to me when they came out here. You know what I mean? I met a couple guys from out north and stuff. And they
right,
was
right.
just telling me about, their upbringing and whatnot. And me telling them about DC. And, you know what I mean? I'm still cool with some to this day.
Yeah, yeah. It's always like that, when the Philly guy come down here, you know what I mean, in DC, we always link up, man, and it's always a good thing. Yeah, I mean, I gonna say when I was down in the camp, Barry and all them, man, they love me, man.
Right.
Barry was on a couple HBO fights with me, you know what I mean? I took to him. I was leaving, going to camp back out, you know what I mean, and up there with Barry and everything. So, it was always love, man.
They got a young boy over there right now, Dirk Davis.
I know you talk about. Yeah, I know you talking about. Yeah,
Scooter, he just got signed to Top Rank, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He could go. He could go. I think I sparred him one time. Like, he could go, man.
Yeah, man, they already got guys like Camille Moten and Zaquan Moses. They all calling them out now. So I'm like, it's so soon with cats. Like they got. I feel like build these fights up because
Yeah,
it's big money fights down the line, but you never know if it's a big money fight until you throw that name out there. At times you gotta do that just to get the fans and the media talking early. So as
right.
they start to talk, some of these fights with Ryan and Tank, I mean, they talked about that for like 7 years for real. And
Yeah,
people
before it
who
happened.
really know boxing and know they talked about that for a long time. So
Yeah,
certain fights you gotta keep on, you know what I mean, building it up for the long run. Like I really feel as though Teofimo Lopez and Javon Boots Ellis is a good fight down the line at some point. I feel like Boots gonna cook them, but still, you know what
I
I
ain't
mean?
gonna lie. Boots. Like I told everybody, man. Boots is the big guy, man. He's gonna be. I think he's gonna fill out like Farad. The middle brother. Farad is a big bull. I got him filling out like that. I can see Boots around like 160. He's a big
if,
guy, man.
if he can't get a Virgil Ortiz right away and he feel like he want to skip the line, he can jump up to 160 and probably chase down Jenner back. That'll
Yeah.
be a good one because at that point, I mean, ultimately you want to get the turn Crawford fight. So
Right, right,
I
right.
feel like a good way of getting there is to jump up to 160, take down them dudes at 160, the one at Jenna Beck and Laura anyway, and then you know what I mean. Now you can really align yourself and put yourself in that conversation because a lot of people always go to, who has he fought yet? You know what I
Right,
mean? He
right,
hasn't
right.
fought the elite names that you know what I mean.
But the thing about it, they don't want to fight him though. So you know what I mean? Look.
Everybody not signing up to get in there with him. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
see when another champion got in there and standing on this, he made him look normal. So
yeah, yeah. But this the whole thing about that too. it's like boxing changed, man. You know what I mean? You know, when I came up, listen, I was calling out everybody, and then when they accepted, I exposed them. You know what I mean? I beat
Right.
them. You know, it's totally different now. It ain't the same no more.
Totally.
It ain't the same no more, man.
Like I felt like it was crazy watching Crawford called out Charlo, and Charlo was he held the crown at 154, and
Right,
you chase that payday. I mean, it's hard to leave that type of money on the table, I'm pretty sure, but at the same time, your legacy was left behind to a certain degree. And
yeah,
now, you got new guys all up in 154. You know what I'm saying? Now your lane kind of fades into the back. You had other distractions outside the ring, other things
right,
might have going on that took you away from the sport. Same
right,
thing, similarities of what's going on with AB and A-By, what I mean, the same boxing hopes that AB gets back to AB because,
right.
I mean, he a ticket
Yeah,
seller, man. He showed
yeah,
up show, man. Like,
yeah, most definitely. You know, actually been around him, you know, helped him win 3 world titles, you know, good. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people give him hell, but he a good guy, man. Good guy. You know, every now and then you gotta check him. Yeah, I mean, oh, I don't play that shit. Stop playing, yeah. You get on the trunk. No, but I ain't gonna lie, man. Good guy, man. Good guy, real good guy. Kind hearted, man. You know, I actually seen him. There's a couple fighters out there now, you know, where AB gave him, yeah, I mean, everything he had in his pocket, the shirt off his back. I ain't gonna front. That's one thing I can really say about the bull, man. He really kind hearted, and he'll give you anything you got. Yeah, I mean, it just messed up that you know, the people that was around him 24/7, that was, I mean, getting all that money, he doing everything for him, that they ain't pulling to a side or like really get a hold of him. And it's like, yo, come on, man, slow down, man. You tripping, you
right.
know? But a man gonna do what a man want to do at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But I
I
just hope he
always
bounced
say this
back.
stuff when, I don't know. I went on record to say maybe if he didn't call Floyd out in certain, ways. Maybe Floyd would have gave him the exhibition, which would have been good in any
Um,
sense for the situation of now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't really think Floyd had did that. You know what I mean? One thing
I don't
about
think so.
Floyd, man, Floyd, you know, he got to be in control of everything. If he feel you a threat, you'll never get that. You know what I mean? You'll never get that. And
So
then he can,
you feel like AB would have tried to turn the switch on and treat it like a real fight more so to get there.
yeah, most definitely. You got to think about it. That's the
Right,
top guy. That's the cash cow, man. Anything
right.
Floyd do, he gonna make money, man.
That's
So
right.
you got to think about this. One thing about it, man. When if Floyd come back, he gonna make that money that everybody making just like that and maybe more.
Easy,
He
easy.
he the ticket.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
be
they
real.
they got they got exhibition with him and Mike coming up. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man, oh man, and most people don't know. Mike Tyson really don't like Floyd. He really don't like
Nah, he
Floyd.
didn't. Nah, Mike didn't went on record a couple times. Because
Listen,
he had a certain love and admiration for Muhammad Ali.
yeah,
Like a fatherly figure, and he felt as though Floyd kind of, discredited and
yeah,
disserviced his
yeah,
name a couple times. So that was enough to put him there. Like, oh man, that's what a people's champion look like. How you you know what I mean? You not a
exactly.
man of the people, like a
Yeah, like
man of the
I
people
actually
or
been
somebody
out
who was
there.
down here touching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually been around Mike. You know what I mean? Mike to me, man, you know, he a good guy, you know, with Jay Prince, you know. I was
Okay.
signed with Jay Prince for like 5, 6 years, you know, good guy, man. Like everybody, oh
How
man.
was it being around a young Shakur?
Oh, well, I went around Shakur around that time. He was there, but he was like, you know what I mean, he wasn't really, you know what I mean, on the scene yet. And I know Andre Ward was the man. It was
All right.
Andre,
Yeah,
remember,
yeah,
it
yeah.
was Andre Ward, me, and BY Jennings. We was the me and BY was the only 2 guys from Philly ever signed with Jay Prince. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Yeah, Jay a real guy, man, you know, and you know, I ain't gonna lie. I can remember sitting in his room, man. He got he owned an old slave plantation. Call it Prince Island. No, not Prince Island. He called it Prince Illicity. Man, listen. I came in this room. I said, "Look, man, I like this, man. This is real nice and everything. But who the hell cut all this damn grass?" Yeah, you got land on top of land, man. It was an old slave plantation, man. But to learn the game from him, man, and where I'm at now to this day, I mean, at the end of the day, man, I'm making money on top of money, man, and that come from Jay. You know what I mean? You got to sit back and you got to soak up all the game from me, man.
Nah,
And
it's
one thing
real.
about it, I'm still family with him. If I need anything, you know what I mean, or want to go out there, Prince Island. Come on, Hank. Come on. Yeah, I mean, I got the. But one thing about me, man, I pay my own way, man. You got a lot of fighters that are leeches. You know what I mean? When you got a guy like that on speed dial, to give you anything in the world, people, a
You
lot of
don't
people
want to
like to
mess that
milk him.
up.
Yeah, but Jay always knew that about me. Even when I signed with him, big bag of money and all that. Look, we go to the mall. We go to Floyd and Canelo. Everybody, that was with him, go get clothes to wear. I venture off. I just got my money, Listen, I'm
Right,
going
right, right,
Louis and
right, right. You
Gucci.
feeling
You know what
good.
I mean? Listen, everybody in the store, they coming up to the joint. I dip off, go, Louis Gucci, come back. You know, Jay was like, all right, but what you got? I said, oh man, I went to the store over there. You know what I mean? He said, go ahead, put it up there. I said, Jay, I got it. He said, hey. But that's us Philly guys, man. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
just respect the guy, man. Like a lot of people, oh man, why you signed with that man? What you mean why I signed with Jay Prince? He identified me, man. Yeah, I mean, this is a good guy. That's my guy, man.
that's real, man. So, how did you meet him?
Um, Remember when I fought Danny Williams on ESPN?
Okay.
Andre Ward was commentating, and Danny Williams was knocking everybody out. I just knocked out David Diaz, and they had David Diaz set to fight Marquez for 250,000 because they thought he was going to win my belt. I took my belt to Chicago, and I took it as disrespect. I didn't even get in the ring, and y'all got him beating me because I think at the time Woody was a two-time former world champ. So they
Okay.
had him beating me, and I told ESPN, I said, "Look, I'm here to lose. My promoter that's supposed to be backing me not even here." So I said the only way I'm gonna win this fight by knockout. The sixth round, when you fight a southpaw, they lead hand is on the opposite side. So I waited for him to throw that left. I came right over with the left. No, he threw it right. I came over with that left, put him right to sleep. You
Mm.
know, um, it was over after that. You know what I mean? Then right then and there, I got a call from Jay Prince, and
How you feeling going into your fight November 22nd?
what you think? Can you repeat that again?
How you feeling going into your fight November 22nd?
Oh, I feel good. One thing about me, I never sleep on nobody, man. I train my ass off. One punch change a fight. Them 8-ounce gloves tell the truth, you know. So it's like this at the end of the day, I'm gonna go in there and do what I gotta do. But, you know, the guy that I'm fighting, he don't believe the shit that he's saying. He sound good, you know what I mean, when you got a battery pack and people around you, you know what I mean? But you got to walk the walk and you got to talk the talk when you're in that ring. And that's one thing I did my whole career. I traveled, went to Russia twice, England twice. You know, listen, I put you with it. I said, I put the little bundle on a stick. I go rumble, man. Listen, that's me. But
You been over
especially,
to the UK?
yeah, I've been to England twice and I've been to Russia twice.
Okay, English. Okay.
Yeah.
How was it?
Oh, man, listen, I tell you like this. If you ain't a Hank Lundy fan, after you watch me fight, man, you're a fan. I remember I had the whole stadium going crazy after I left the venue. I had Mike Tyson in. Mike Tyson was sitting front row, got up in the ring. You Philly, I'm New York. He said, you bad, man. You know what I mean? I fought Victor Postal over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. You definitely got a Steve resume, man. Like, what's one of your most favorite victories? You would say.
Damn, I got some hits. I got some hits, man.
Like, just give me two then.
Damn. I could say Danny Williams because Danny Williams was knocking everybody out, and then I could say damn um I could say David Diaz, man, because the deck was stacked against me, and I told him what I was going to do, and I came and I did it. Yeah, I mean, I put him out cold.
That's real. So do you ever do open media workouts?
Oh man, listen, my open media workouts turn into a show, man. Like you know how some people, they just do the little pad work thing. No, I give you the full experience, man. I want you to see me get punched. If I could take a punch on this and that, no, I give you full experience. Like we do a whole camp, you know what I mean, a whole sparring session, you know what I mean. I get a fans a show, you know what I mean. Shoot,
I'm definitely trying to get up Philly, you know what I'm saying, network soon. So, you know what I mean, hopefully we can line something up.
yeah, most
Cause that
definitely,
that's
man.
that's
Listen,
normally what I do out here. I go to the different gyms and
right,
I get the face to face interviews. I'm trying to get used to the being on live thing. You know what I mean? It comes
right,
with
right,
it
right, right.
eventually, but I like the more face to face encounters. You know what I mean? Be more natural. You can really flow better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And then
got you. I
you know what I
got
mean?
you.
You can pick up on people better like that too.
Yeah, but it's all love. Whenever you ready, come on down, man. I got the carpet for you. Know me. One thing about me, ain't nobody gonna go against Hank Lundy, man.
Man, I appreciate you for your time, Hank, for real, brother.
Look, man, it's all love, man. We gonna get it, man.
Thank you.
Man, look, Hammer and Hank coming to a city and town near you. It's Hammer time. Watch out,
You know it.
my guy.